Hello everyone, this is the Peg Leg. Hope all is well. You know, they say you look for truth and all that kind of stuff, and you stumble across other things. You know, for me, it was the Twin Towers, the flat Earth, the way God is and how you're meant to be with Him, sort of thing. But recently, I've been looking into debts and third-party collectors, and it's come to me that wow. You don't have to pay the debt because the debtor has paid your debt off anyway. So all you have to do is when they send you a letter, return to sender, basically. And then, if you do find them, you don't give them your name because that's the person's name, not the human's name. It's all complicated, really. Not. It's quite easy. Now, in the title, I'm going to put Flat Earth, obviously. So basically, I just want you to research this if you want. You might be having trouble with the debt companies and they're pressuring you, because most people hang themselves because of debts and stuff like that. And what we didn't realize is we don't have to pay the debt because you didn't sign a written contract, because it's a company. Yeah, it's an entity that is not human. So basically, let's say for instance, me and another human sign a contract, then that's legally binding. Now, with a corporation, a business, you don't sign a live contract. So when they say to you, "Oh, you owe us this, that, the other," and you say to them, "You haven't signed the contract. Can you give me the details and all that of what I need?" So a live contract and stuff like that. Can you prove this and stuff like that? Generally, when you send back, the letters after like 30 days, you know, they leave you alone. And they know this. And I'm only saying this to help people realize that they don't have to be in debt. For instance, another one is when a debt agency company comes out to collect your, stuff, and they say they've got, what's it call it? I can't think of it right now. But it has to be signed from a judge when they come to execute taking your stuff. And it's got to have the Queen's seal on it as well, basically. And if it's got none of these things on it, then they haven't got grounds to stand on. So you ask for them for the same thing, like, with a debt company that you're talking to on the phone and they're sending you letters and stuff like that. You don't have to deal with them. What they'll say is, we're going to phone the police because this document is saying that the courts are allowing us to enter your property. Now listen here, please. You don't have to let them in your property. But if you've already let them in your company, in your premises, then they've got the right to keep going in and out and taking your stuff and so forth like that. But if you never let them in, you have the right not to let them in. Now they would argue and threaten you and stuff like that. See, the thing is, they're not allowed to threaten you. It's all scaremongering to make you think they have power over you. See, that's where this world has gone wrong. But there are a lot of people standing up to people like that because they know what these people are doing is wrong. And the police have no right to actually side with them or you. They're only there to keep the peace because they actually work for you. Don't take my word for it. As you know, with Flat Earth and with God and with 9/11 and with any other conspiracy, you have to do your own research. Now, I've done some research into this and it's amazing. I've got a company that's after me for some money. I'm just going to deal with them saying, look, I'm not giving you nothing. Thank you for paying my debt. I never asked you to, but you have done it. Respect. The thing is, when they phone you and says, is blah blah there, never give them your actual name. All you do is say, on behalf of your name, I am a human entity. I do not wish for you to phone me no more. Just letter correspondence. Now, you'd ask them to take your number off their system. They're obliged to do so. So they will do that and continue writing you letters. So all you do, return to sender. And then put, this person does not live here. Because you're not a person, you're a human. And I'm only giving you part of the information. Because what I really want you to do is actually go out there and research it yourself. Simple as that. Because I haven't given you everything, because there's bits I've forgotten to tell you. So, to be fair, when it's all said and done, you should do your own research. And I feel I'm doing this video because I feel God wants me to do so. And because I want to do so as a human being. A fellow human being. You know, you're all sovereigns. That means you're the same as the Queen in that respect. See, what the system's done has never told you this. Because they want the Queen to be the only sovereign and for them to have power over you. Well, when it comes to police and the governments, you have a lot of rights. Because essentially the governments and that work for you. Now, I believe that I'm doing this to help you. To stop people, you know, committing suicide because they got all these debts and, you know, they can't pay them. But those people never done the research. Never looked into it. I mean, I stumbled into this. Just like I did with Flat Earth. You know the story. I was sitting in the bath and I just couldn't be asked to turn, you know, the channel over, the video over to something else, basically. And it just came on automatically. And I went through it that way. So more or less the same thing. I wasn't in the bath this time. I was just sitting in my front room looking at YouTube videos. And then, oh yeah, there's another one. The law of the land. You know, when you're in a vehicle and they say you're driving, you could say to them, I am not driving. I am operating an automobile. I am not driving. Because driving is for a company or something along them lines. You don't have to have a license, tax and insurance if you're traveling. That's what it's called, traveling. Now, if you're traveling, you don't need these things. You know, look at allegedly Dave. He's looked into this. He actually drives a car without a license and all that. So, yeah, he's the one that drinks the wee. Respect to him. Hey, each to their own. But a lot of stuff he's talking about makes sense when you actually look into it yourself. So please, please, please look into it. Because I'm still looking into it myself. This is only a part of what I've learned so far. And I think you guys should know. The government, the New World Order, the Illuminati, want to have the power over you, yes? So therefore, they're not going to tell you anything. So all said and done, you still have power. You just have to take it back. Because let's say, for instance, no one paid the debts that these third parties have bought from the companies that you originally was meant to be paying. There would be no business for them, would there? Their companies would be shut down. And that's a powerful thing. The more people know their rights, the more the police and the debtors and so forth can't touch you. You're a human being. You're a sovereign. You have rights. And I'm a truther. I'm a believer in God. I'm a believer in the people. Not the person, because that's a fictitious. That's fake. That's what you get on your birth certificate. I can't ever say it. Birth certificate. So when it's all said and done, you can't use your birth certificate to talk to the police and give them that information because it's copyright. Look into that as well, please. Anyway, I think that's it for now. I would like your comments to come back and tell me what you think when you've researched it, because there are companies that are out there that would help you with your debt if you feel uncomfortable doing it yourself. They will give you templates and stuff like that, and tell you this is what you can do and you can't do and blah 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 blah, because I haven't told you the things you can't do. So the only reason I'm doing that is so that you could do the research. Sorry, excuse me, got a bit of a dry throat. So you could do the research and then do your videos, those of you that do videos, and then pass it on, because we're on YouTube and I've only got 133 subscribers, so there's hardly any people going to be watching my videos and going, actually, yeah, that's thousands of people. You got people like, I don't know, Mindfulness, Martin, Flat Earth British, people like this with a lot more subscribers, even Imaginary Curve and a few others. Some of them have got like thousands of subscribers, and people just come across their videos. So the more of us, not just doing Flat Earth, of course, and other conspiracies, but doing this debt thing. Because, as I said, the more the people know their rights, the less the government and the police and the debtors can trouble your individual rights and the collective rights of us all. So yeah, please, pay no more debts from third parties, because companies, let's say you bought something on credit from a shop and you're paying it off bit by bit. If you can't afford to pay it, you become broke, you lose your job or whatever, you can't afford to pay it. They write off, and then a debt company, a third party debt company will come along and buy that debt for a really cheap price. So when they phone you, you say, thank you very much. You say thank you very much. There it is. Game over for them, because they know, once you know, they can't do nothing about it. So they write off that debt anyway. They've paid for it. They've lost out because they can't collect it from you, because you know the truth. And the truth will set you free. Anyway, this has been the Peg Leg. God bless you all. Love you all. Keep it real. Keep searching for the truth. Amen.